Are you struggling to track your team productivity or manage tasks very efficiently? Welcome to Monitask, the ultimate platform for time tracking, task management, and boosting team performance. Whether you're managing remote workers, freelancers, or in-office team, Monitask provides real-time insight and tool to streamline workflows and improve accountability. In this step-by-step tutorial, I will walk you through how to use Monitask to track time, assign tasks, monitor progress, and generate actionable reports. So before we get started, let's break down what's make Monitask here. Just come to Google, search for Monitask, click on this first link here. You will come up here. Right now, obviously, it's designed to help businesses to monitor productivity, ensure transparency, and optimize workflows. Now, here what it offers. There's a time tracking, there's a task management, productivity reports, and remote work tool. Obviously, we will talk one by one here, but you can see here you can just go to the pricing tab and you can see there are around 4 plans. The monthly is a little bit expensive than the annual here. Let's go to the monthly and just go and click on start free trial. Now it will ask your name here. So let's enter our name and your surname here. Now I have to just enter our email and password and click on I agree and then click on sign up. Now here it will ask you, let's start with the organization. So here you have to select, am I employee or contractor? I mean, you're the owner, right? Or you're a company owner or manager, right? So if you're employee, then you can just go and click on, I want to join a company. Then usually your company will send a link and you can join it, right? So you don't have to follow the process of it. But if you're a company owner and if you're just looking a complete starter tutorial, so let's go and click on, I want to create a new organization. Now to create an organization, it's really important. Let's say here, I will just write here, Filex Express and select my country here. Now the phone number, now where is your company business? Now, I mean, sorry, what is your company business here? Right? And how many users do you intend to monitor? So there's going to around 11 to 15. Now let's go and click on continue. So here it says we are creating an organization. Please wait. Okay. Do you want a visible app or silent app? So I just want a visible app where employees can start and stop tracking. There's a stealth mode which can monitor activities all the time, right? And I'm not sure. So I like the stealth mode. Who owns the computer that your employees work on? So it's a company's own the computers, or let's say employees. You can choose accordingly. Now, why they are asking such, very different question here? Here you can see, choose this option if employee own the computer that they work on, or you want them to able to start and stop tracking. So basically, obviously, it's a tracking setup, right? Now let's just go and click on continue. Would you like to add a demo data? And yes, set up a demo data because it will become much more easy for me to just explain each and everything, right? Now download Monitask app to get started. Okay, if you have any other operating system, for example Mac or Linux, you can choose here and just go and click on download. I have for Windows. Now select your Windows installation. So it will give you two options, the productivity app and there's a stealth app. Obviously they give an option here, that why you should choose this option. So employee working on a company owned computer and only admin will able to modify tracking settings. So you should just go with the productivity app. You can choose stealth app if employees work on their personal computer and should have the ability to control when monitors track their activities, right? So let's say I'll just go and click on productivity by the way, and the installation and the download have got started. Now click on it. The setup will get started here. Click on completed. Okay, and let me just close this up. Now the setup has got downloaded here. Click on it to start the installation here. Okay, just because of some issue it got failed, but anyway, you can just start the installation and this is how it's look, right? You can see here it's pretty easy to see here. There's a complete dashboard and obviously I will explain you each and everything here and it will become much more easy. Now you can see here this is a Monitask, this is application we just installed. Now here I have to just enter my name, first of all my email, then the password and click on sign in. Now you can see here, this is how usually the tracking happens, right? So you can ask employees to install on your system and when they start working, they can just play this up, right? And once they take a break, they can pause this, or once the job is done or the day job is done, they can just unpause this up, right? So it's really easy thing to do. You can see here the timer got started here. I can pause it up, and once everything is done, I can just go and click on pause it, right? And you can see here this is default. If I want to reset the timer, I can just reset it here from here. Now start of synchronization with the software, right? So it's really easy thing to do. What are you working on? So let's say, just for example, work, click on add, let's say, and I will just go and click on play it up. Right now I'm working on videos. I'll just go and click on add here. So you can see here, it will show me the exactly how much time I gave to the work and for how much time I work for the videos, right? So it's a proper working method of proper tracking time here. You can see here, this is settings icon. You can just exit, and there's a very small things here, which is not really important. But yeah, obviously you can explore this stuff here. This is notification. So there's no notification here. You can zoom out, zoom in, right? And you can just close this up. You can minimize this up, or you can just close the complete Monitask. So let me just close here. Within a few seconds, it will get closed. Now this is the admin Monitask dashboard, which will be shown to the owner or whoever have this access. Now let's talk one by one here. Now, obviously, on the left side, you can see a lot of option. In just 3 minutes, I will come back here. Now, by the way, if you have a complete good team, a large team, you can just invite the user. You can just choose your tracking mode here. So if you want to ask them that, you can view it, right? Just like how you saw, I just gave you the example. This is a stealth mode, company computer, right? So you can run quietly in the background without user control. So actually, whoever working on your system will never know that you are tracking that person, right? But in the visible mode, it's pretty much visible to the employee, and they can know it, right? So ideal for strict privacy and security policies for the corporate devices, as you can see here. And obviously, it's not for the full privacy. Right now, you can just go and click on visual mode or stealth mode. So I'll just go and click and choose here, visible mode here. I can just invite my team members, right? And I can just give them role, their position, the projects, and everything here, and click on fill in at least one. Okay. So you have to enter the email and just go and click on add. Now let's get back here. For example, this is a dashboard. So you can see here that this is one of the person who's working in my company. And in the last 7 days, that person, that employee have worked for 24 hours and 51 minutes, right? And you can see here, this is a percentage. So this percentage shows that, usually let's say this person need to work 30 hours in 7 days, but this person have worked only 25. So it's around, 82.35%. So usually, right, and it will show me that whether this person is working or not. So he is online, he's in Australia, right? So I can just go and view the timeline here. Now I can see exactly, if I just go and check out here, I can see exactly out of limit. So you can see here what percentage of time that person, that employee gave on what specific work. You can see here that person for 80% of 10 minutes. So let's say I will just use and click on open it here, right? And I can check it what kind of work he was doing. So usually, he was doing a meeting here, right? And he was making a workflows, right? Then he went to the Asana is pretty much for the workflows here. Then he went to the Microsoft Outlook and Flutter, right? I can just go and check each and everything, right? When he took the break, right? When he came back from the break here, right? Everything. So it's very much trackable here, which is really easy thing to do. So you can see here that person, Howard, was around 30 minutes for he went for the break, and he was inactive, right? And that is a 55 hours 52 minutes in a month. That's a total working time here. It's application time. So application time tracking is available on the, okay, so you have to buy a plan. By the way, if you want to buy a plan, there's a link given in the description, and if there is, then please use that link. You will get a good discount. It's an official affiliate link. It's a way to support our channel, and if you want to do this, please use that link. Now this is the internet time, so you can usually track URL tracking is available on the business and enterprise plan. So obviously Monitask give you a much more option to track it up. Now on the middle center, you can see here top, you can see here you can check for each date, right? So you can see here there's a for how many let's say what kind of work he did on the 11th, then on 10th, then on 9th of Wednesday of April, right? I can check each and everything. That is crazy, and that is really nice as on a proper hierarchy based corporate system here. Now you can see here's two people's, he's working on Activision Blizzard. I can just go and check this up, and same thing, I can just track each and everything. That is really interesting here, and I can even add a manual hour. That is really a good thing. So to add it, just go and click on top right side corner. You can set the time zone for how much time that person worked and till what time, the date, select project, and click on, if you want to add a note, you can add it, comment, and click on save, right? So that is pretty easy thing to do. Now let's move to the timeline. So here in the timeline, you can see here for there are around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5 employee working, and I can just view and check out the timeline, right? The same thing which we can access it from the dashboard, right? Now these are the users, how many users are working on your team. So you can see your same user. I can just delete them, I can archive them, I can rename them, and I can even check their complete timeline, right? I will just get back to the timeline if I just go and click on user section on this icon. Pretty much same here. Now projects, obviously this is really important because obviously for example a team which is working on content marketing, right, and they are working on very specific content, right, they are planning festival content or email marketing or just a normal Instagram reels marketing, right? So there need to be created a project. Inside that project, for example, let's say I will just go and click on add new project here, click on add single project, or you can just add a more project here. Let's say reels marketing. Member, I can add my all the team member here, and I can even select the team, right? So here this is a color, so let's say color pink. You can select the priority, it's a high priority for me, right? And it is in the to-do list, the start date, the end date, the due date, and everything, right? You can just add a description, right? You can add to say description and file and task here, attachment, you can add everything whatever you want and just go and click on submit. Now it will add it. So you can see here we were working on this project, you can see here this is what it added. And let me show you some of the example here. So if I just go and click on edit here, okay, it's not available, but you can edit it up. It's really easy thing to do, right? And I can just go and check this up. For example, this is archive. So even though if I don't want to delete it, I can just click on archive. It will not delete it, but it will get hidden. I can delete it from here, right, if I want to. And I can just create task in a specific project. So for example, you can see here, I'll just go and click on add a task, click on add a single task here. I can just see here, this I will project. So this task is only for this project. Make a research, let's say research one topic regarding bees, right, for real video. This is a task here, priority, let's say high, to do, right? I can say, I mean, what's the status? We are working on this project, I mean we are working on this task. No, is the task has been done? No. If it is done, then you can select done, and if you are working in progress, you can select in progress. And if it just started out, just go and click on to do. You have to select your date here, right, the due date. You can, if you don't want to set the due date, it's fine. Original estimate, so you can estimate, oh, this task will take around 5 hours to do this. So you can select here, right? You can add a description, you can add a documents and attachment and files and links, everything, and click on save. Now you can see here it has been added. Now I can just click on drop down, I can check out. So I can see all this information, and right, and my team member can say it. Now this is called reports. Now reports will give you a hell lot of information, and as you can see here, so there's a time entry details, right? It will show you when the person came and what was the activity, for how much hours they worked on. Right now this is a task, so which task has been done and what's the status of the task, right? And for which project which task has been assigned to the which person. So you can clock in, clock in out at what time they came, what time they went out, right? So it's really is a thing, you can track each and everything, the visited site. So if you are in the stealth mode, and you can even in the predictive mode, productivity mode, you can track the URL your employee landed to or just reached there. Now this is a productivities, you can see here, these are my team members, and productive. So for example, they have worked for 2 hours 44 minutes, right? The productivity that is a 63%, right? This is an unproductivity rate here, and this is a neutral. I can just go and check on which apps my most of the employees invested their time, and on how much internet they used. I can check the monthly stats too, right? What happened on what date and for how many hours they have worked in a single week here. This is accounting summary, each and everything, right? So this is really interesting. You can just check this out, right? All this information will show up the ideal time and how much time the employee just were on sitting idle here, or there was no work was going on what project they were working on, right? So it's a great tool if you want to track very small detail and very specific things here. Now this is called IP report, so which user logged in into your system at what time and what was the IP address and what date. This is a daily report. So for example, this is really You can see this features you're looking for is available on the following plan. So obviously we have to download it. Right now, this is reports. You can download it, right? Same goes for weekly report. It will show you all the information for just 1 week, right? And this is for employee weekly report, audit log, and projects budgeting. And there's a lot more features. The report section is pretty cool. It gives you every information. This is company settings, so you can change all this option here. For example, obviously time tracking is done in the screenshot. You can change for I want the screenshot for every 1 hour, right? And auto blur, so whether you want to blur the screen or not, right? So you can select it from here. Now you can just go and click on save, right? And there's a screenshot smart blur. So smart blur allow you to automatically blur app and websites in screenshot. You can define application with wildcard. For example, git asterisk will capture both GitHub desktop and git karen. So make sure the default application library is available on the page for which you can select. So you can just add here application here, and you can select it. That become real easy in the suggestion. For example, let's say Instagram, right? That is a privacy. I don't want to see what kind of content they're watching and the profile images, whatever. So I can just put it here. Automatically the system will blur it out. Now this is activity level tracking, so you can track mouse and keyboard activity level, right? So obviously if you know, if I've worked in corporate, then just to show the activity that one person has been working on here, they can just put heavyweight something on the space bar on a Google Doc, and space bar, it's like, for example, it will show the system that person is working, but technically not. So you can track. I mean, obviously, in the tracking in the report, it will show up that only when a single click or when a single key space has been pressed for a very long period of time, it means that something is off, right? Now you can see here, you can track the app. There's a UL tracking, there's a track time by shift, and there's a lot of features. You can track everything what your employees is doing, and it's a good thing. But at the same time, it's really bad thing where you want to track each and everything. By the way, it's a personal opinion, but just because of these features, Monitask is really good here. And Monitask provide powerful reporting tool to help you analyze productivity and make informed decisions. You can track each and everything. And there you have it, a complete step-by-step guide video. I hope you found this video very useful, and if you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe.